Happy Halloween. I hope you're thirsty. You know I am. Tonight, I guess today, whatever we're going to do, we got the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. So, what does that toasted barrel mean? So, it's just the normal small mash bourbon, finishing our toasted new oak barrels, coming in at 94 proof. And of course, Elijah Craig does start to finish. They're doing all of it. And if you've seen anything, you know Elijah Craig's one of my absolute favorites. The toasted barrel, also a really nice treat. And I'll prove it to you right now. Yes, I will. Oh, man. So your toasted barrels, Woodford's got one. They got the double oak. You got Penelope. You got, oh my, Jim Beam, Old Forester. Everybody's doing the toasted barrel, the double oaked, whatever it may be. And it definitely calms it down. So when you're adding that extra barrel, you're pulling so much more off the barrel. And if you notice when this sucker's on the shelf next to a regular Elijah Craig, you will notice that's definitely darker. Getting a lot more oak pulled out of it, and God, it makes it so much softer. Takes that bite away. So it's a way easier drink, in my opinion, than just your normal Elijah Craig small batch you get off the shelf. But this toasted barrel is one of my absolute favorites. I do like, Yellowstone's got a good one. Penelope, in my opinion, has a good one. I also do enjoy the Woodford Double Oak. But they're all going to be kind of similar. Basically, most of the time, what they're doing with theirs, anybody that's doing a toasted barrel, a double oak, whatever it may be, what they're doing is they're using their normal juice, and they're getting that extra barrel on and getting that extra char going to it. Really softens it up. It'll take that bite away from it, because that bite is getting not necessarily overpowered by the oak, but that oak is powerful. So, because at some point, no matter how long your bourbon's sitting in a barrel, at some point there's just no other barrel that can pull from it after so much time. So this is a great idea, the toasted barrel. I'm not sure who was the first brand to do it, but it's honestly ingenious. Because it doesn't take long in that second barrel. So you're still 4 years or 5 years, 6 years, whatever Elijah Craig is going to be on their base bourbon. Then they're going to do a few extra months in that toasted barrel. And it sure does. It kind of a creamier on the mouth sensation. It doesn't knock your taste buds into a big funk. It doesn't burn going down. It's a good bottle. Definitely one, again, if you are getting into bourbons, this has got to be on your list. Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. If you have trouble finding it, come up and see me at Sam's Liquor and Smoke Shop in Pacer. We have it on the shelf now. $54.99. It's a good buy. So if you really like Elijah Craig, definitely this has got to be on your list. And if you're new to bourbons, again, figuring out what kind of styles you like on the toasted barrel, I would just try Jim Beam Double Oak. Again, you're going to get that same flavor profile from the double oak, hence toasted, hence Woodford does the double oak. So they're naming it different, but it's the exact same process. And so Beam's going to be a little cheaper than this one. They're double oak. And try that one. And if you like Elijah Craig, though, man, an extra, $15 will get you the toasted barrel. They're always going to be a little more expensive, because that process of switching barrels it's not easy. It's not easy. Imagine pulling all the 53 gallons of ready to go bourbon, Elijah Craig small batch, coming out of the barrel, and then we gotta transport this. We gotta get it into another barrel. So it's just a little more of a longer process. That's why it's going to be more expensive. But in my opinion, a lot of them are going to be worth it. Basil Hayden's got a toasted. All your big brands most likely are going to have a toasted. And anymore, it's easy. If you're a startup bourbon brand, this is an easy one to do because all you got to do is have empty barrels. And then you just put it back in the barrel. There you got your toasted, you got your double oak, whatever you're going to call it. It's ready to go. So, and again, I'm going to rate this as if I'm a brand new to the bourbon, just getting started. So I love Elijah Craig. Oh my. It's one, if you are just getting into bourbon as well, you got to try Elijah Craig. It is delicious. Great pop, 90, great value. It's just all around a great bottle. And the toasted barrels coming from that same lineage, you might say, the same gene pool, it's the same juice as the regular small batches, just getting it in another barrel. And so if I was giving a list of good bourbons to buy for somebody who's just getting started on bourbons, this is going to be on that list. It might not be the first toasted I would recommend. It is my personal favorite, but your toasteds aren't going to be for everybody. It definitely knocks your spice down. It's going to pull a lot more flavor out of that oak. It's going to kind of be a little creamier on the mouth, a little softer feel. And not everybody's looking for that. So if you are looking for that, this is definitely one you got to get. You got to get it. So what do I give this? Man, this is an A for me. So scale to 100, man, this is a 91. It's flavorful. It's got just the right amount of spice. And if you were to knock this with an ice cube, you'd even get a little softer. God, both good. And if you are getting into bourbons, try the ice balls. Try a little bit of ice. Because your taste is going to change. And those first... I remember becoming a bourbon guy. Like, once I started enjoying bourbons, man, I just never stopped. And so... what I find, I like the spicier. I like more pop. I like higher proof. I like longer in a barrel. I like single barrels. I mean, there's all these things, but I can always find a really good bottle for a good price because I've had so many. But if you're just getting into it, try Elijah Craig. And toasted wise, go with the Beam at first. If you decide, hey, I like Elijah Craig and I like the Beam toasted, or Beam double oak, I'm sorry. You got to go after the Elijah Craig toasted barrel. It's a great bottle, great value. And you can actually get it now. This used to be, I live in Kansas. This used to be a hard bottle to get year round. You would almost never see it on the shelf. You'd never see anybody advertising it, anything. It was always in the back. And so it was such a hard bottle to get. And now that it's a little more readily available, that's why I'm doing a review on it. I hope you enjoyed my review on Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. Thanks again for watching Whiskey and Washers. I'm Ryan. Happy Halloween. Go get some tricks.